Hey, this is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update, so welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new, and thank you for being here. So, again, lots of things are happening all at once, lots of things are being felt and being felt differently by different people. There's a lot of duality going on at this point. Some people are fully living in the 5D reality and just moving forward into that new way of life. And some others are still in 3D, trying to work things out. And it's all good because everything is the way it's supposed to be. The plan is unfolding just the way it's supposed to be. I know lots of stress is present in the collective field, and that's normal because of what we're going through. Totally normal. There's less fear at this point, a lot less fear, and that's really good. A lot of people have been working internally to say, just fuck it, this is a change and I cannot resist it. And indeed, we cannot resist this change. Even the divine masculine cannot resist this change. Even the most stubborn people cannot resist this change. It's either that people will stay in 3D in the way that things are right now, or they will move on to the 5D and experience a totally different reality and way of living. The choice is basically ours. If you're not feeling the 5D reality yet, that's okay. You will get there. If you're watching videos and if you're working on yourself and you call yourself a light being or light worker or awakened, you will get there. It's a matter of time. This change is massive and majestic, like we've never seen before, never experienced before. So it takes time and it requires a lot of work, a lot of releasing. And a lot of people are going into that releasing phase of letting go of the old attachment to the 3D reality or the 3D life the way they knew it. They're going to grieve, or they're still grieving, the way things were before, knowing that it will never be like this again. Sure, it's not going to change overnight from dark to light. It's a process, and we need to embrace that process. Very difficult to do when we don't know when the next paycheck is going to come. It's very difficult for a lot of people. It's a necessary change, though. So at this point, staying aligned and searching for the lesson to be learned is the best way to go to make it easier on us a little bit. Because it's still not going to be easy, but it is for our highest good. When we go through lessons, there's always part of the work that is very demanding, that is either stressful or painful, or making us go through emotions that we wish we didn't, that we wish weren't there. But once that's done, we feel a lot lighter and a lot better, and we realize why we needed to go through all of that. Think about these moments like this in these terms, that yes, it's painful, but it's for our highest good. And there's no way around it. If you resist, you're making it way harder on yourself. So we just need to, move forward as a collective into the 5D, towards the light. without sounding too esoteric here, but to change really the level of our consciousness. A lot of people are being activated as light workers, as indigos, as crystals. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I don't like labels. But in this case, I use the labels just to recognize the different generations. The indigos are usually a little bit older, in their 40s, 50s, mid 30s, and then whatever comes after is usually the crystals. And they are very much alike, but also different. The indigos do have that warrior energy to them. They don't like authority. They like to live by their own terms and their own rules. And they hate lies and liars. They are truth detectors like no other people, and they cannot stand to be around people that say lies or that are not authentic. As far as the crystals, they're a little bit different. They do not have that warrior side to themselves. They are like full of light, full of love, full of compassion for just about anybody. They're extremely sensitive people, just like the indigo people are. And they are more laid back, more like in compassion. So if we try to bridge the two together, having this warrior side, which I would link to the masculine side, and being in compassion, which I would link to the divine feminine side. If we try to bridge the two and to align the two, is the easiest approach to this, because a lot of people still do require a lot of compassion and holding space and being patient with them, especially those who are not used to suffer or to work to get things, but all the while keeping the warrior attitude. Warrior in the sense of warrior of the light, the messenger of the light. So a lot of people are set to be activated in that way. And all of this envelope is what we call the light workers. So if you've always felt like you're different or you don't connect with like a lot of people because they're too in the material world, you probably belong to these categories here. And holding the compassion, all the while being able to set boundaries or to have those warrior energies alongside us, and just working through them or with them as needed, is the new way of life. It's the new reality. There's no more tolerance for what is not authentic. And again, that reminds me, in my last video, I was saying how I was shown snippets of all these energy updates, and it brought us to where we are now. And just before the holidays, even during the holidays, I was saying everything has been said. I feel like everything has been said. So, and last week in my last video, I was saying also how the worst of the energetic aspect of this has passed, and that still stands. Doesn't mean that there's no more chaos. There is still chaos, but you should start seeing this new reality rising and manifesting in your physical life as you do your things and as you go out, even though we can't go out. Let's say you go to the grocery store, you'll see a lot of chaos because a lot of people are still in the 3D world, in fear and in doubts, and they're very self-centered. But you should feel within you that different energy making its way to into your reality, making its way into your life. And you will see people changing their behaviors with you. You will see people like either looking at you or reacting to you very differently because they react to your light. So either they're attracted to the light or they're repulsed by the light because you're holding too much light for them. And it's okay. Let them run. Let them go. And go towards where you are called. This new reality is just starting and just, taking, like shaping itself into the world. And only those who are a little bit more advanced are seeing this, feeling this, and are able to manipulate all of that in a good way, of course. They're able to transform and to manifest and to use alchemy to shift everything that is negative, everything that is of lower vibration into this new reality. Therefore, it is creating a split. It is creating a duality of some sort. And you need to decide which side are you on and which side do you want to live on, and just go towards that way. The divine masculine is feeling this also. A lot of them have been downloading a lot of information. They are being activated, they are being pushed, and again, it seems like I'm always repeating myself when it comes to the divine masculine, but let's be true here. A lot of divine masculine were a little behind the divine feminine. The divine feminine has been working spiritually for a long time, and lots of them have reached levels where they feel kind of stuck because things are not moving, because they've been, ahead of the game all the time. And they're on that level and they say, what's next? Because something has to give, something has to change. All the while, the divine masculine, they were taking their sweet time, they were being stubborn, they were being afraid, and now they can't anymore. They just can't. The twin flames are needed. They are part of this new reality, whether you believe in that label or not. They are part of it. I repeat it because I was guided to repeat it. Twin flames are extremely important for the vibrations of the earth. So the divine masculine had to be brought to speed when it comes to that. They had to, and they are doing it. They are seeing it. A lot of them are working with their spiritual gifts, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and all the other senses. They are making sense of what's happening to them, even though not too long ago, few days, few weeks for some, they didn't know what was happening to them. Now a lot of them, they do, they understand, they know who they are, they know what they're supposed to be doing, and they know what their mission is. And they are thinking about the divine feminine, feeling cheap for a lot of them because of what happened or how they treated the divine feminine, for thinking that she was crazy for talking about these things, for not believing in some spiritual concepts. And now they've changed, they shifted completely, and they are seeing things differently, and they are living by these new rules, which is a huge step forward for a lot of them. A lot of them have been dealing with feeling guilty, having regrets, seeing things from the other side, from the perspective of the other person, when it comes to everything in their lives. Their karmic relationship, their divine feminine, their twin flame, ascension, their spiritual ascension, their true identity. And they're now trying to put all the pieces of the puzzles together to see the big picture. A lot of them are at that level of seeing the big picture and trying to make their way back towards the divine feminine. Some of them are not at that level and they're just beginning their awakening. So they are, just remember how it felt when you awakened. They're feeling lost. They're feeling like they don't know what's going on. They're still going through major tower moments. So again, the dualities, it seems like there's no in between at this point. It's either they're advanced and getting through it and almost at the end of, working on themselves and being aligned and understanding that they are a multidimensional being, that there is more than this reality that we see with our eyes. And they are working on that alignment, aligning the spiritual with the physical. And that's amazing. And I want to say it was about time, but really it is amazing. It is huge for them. It is huge. And they are working super hard at, making up for the lost time. Making up for the time where they were stubborn. Making up for the time where they were closed off. And slowly but surely, they are making their way into this new 5D reality, and it's a new thing for them. It's a first for the majority of them. All the while, the others are waking up and, they're coming into duty and into service to help with this ascension process. Again, it's all really well explained in Dolores Cannon's book, 3 Waves of Volunteer. If you don't want to read the book, just check out her YouTube channel. She has, I think, 1 or 2 videos about that, the 3 Waves of Volunteer. It's a teamwork, and as one part of the wave is graduating to the next level, the next one right behind is stepping up in service, and this is what we're going through right now. But at a bigger, I want to say volume, like there's more people now, more people that are awake, more people that are seeing very clearly what's happening and that they want to be part of this, and they are being activated just like we were activated when it surely didn't make sense to any of us. I know it didn't make sense for me. When all of this started happening to me, I couldn't make sense of why I was losing everything, why everything was turning into, a nightmare. And until I had nothing left but my faith and spirituality, and I sat down and I said, okay, please tell me what is going on here. Let me know what I need to understand, and I will go by this. And that's when everything started changing for me. So a lot of people are going through that. So that's why the compassion is very important, because we need to be there to support them so that they can reach their own independence and fly away from the nest. Other than that, the Divine Masculine has been very into thinking mode, thinking about how to change their ways, their lives, everything. And they've been reflecting, they've been meditating, they've been trying to work with their energetic tools to clear the energy, because they are sensitive that way now. It's not only the Divine Feminine that is able to sense the energies, they are too. Some have always been able to, but I'm talking about the wave of the Divine Masculine that were not that were in the process of being awakened. Especially those who met their twin physically, and triggers something so deep that a lot of them had to run because they were afraid of this. They couldn't look at it. They couldn't make sense of how they were feeling inside because it was the first time for them to feel this way. And they see very clearly that whatever they had before, as far as romantic relationship, that's not love. They know it now. They didn't before. And for some of them, it took a really long time, but they see it now. They understand that that's not love. They understand that true love is the way they felt when they were in the presence of their twin flame. But of course, they're not going to come out and say that. But maybe some of them will, make a few steps forward to communicate with the divine feminine. All good news when we look at that. It's positive, even though it looks very chaotic. It's when it's chaotic that new things are being born and integrated. And that's what we're doing now, integrating whatever is going on spiritually. We are integrating it physically. So be prepared. Usually when we go into those phases, we get really tired. We sleep a lot. We get, lazy. We don't want to do things, and we tend to eat a lot. So eat good food. That's very important to support that level of vibration. Your body won't be able to take junk food or dense food. Lots of water is very important as well. As far as the divine feminine, well, she is definitely integrating physically whatever is going on spiritually for them. And she is in that phase of, I'm tired all the time, I'm hungry all the time, I don't know what I want, I just need to rest and breathe. So that's the best thing to do when that happens, because usually it is followed by a huge alignment in between the dimensions, in between the 5D and above and the 3D. A huge alignment of the future, present, and past. So that's a beautiful sign that lots of work has been done for a lot of people, and a lot of divine feminine are feeling that it has started spiritually, and they are integrating that physically, therefore sending those energies and vibrations to their twin flame. Depending on, how you work and what you do, your twin may have received those already and just being, awakened slowly to this new alignment of integration, future, present, past, but also an alignment of the dimensions. There's no delay in between the spiritual world and physical world. Before, there used to be a delay. There used to be like a 2-3 seconds for some people of, is that spiritually or is that physically? And now there's none. It's fully integrated physically for a lot of divine feminine. And that's where we needed to go. That's where we needed to be. So good work. And we need to keep that good work. We need to keep doing that and holding the space and the light for other people to step in, just like the big family that we are, and especially amongst these chaotic times. So that's it for now. Thank you for being here and listening. You can follow me on social media at IndigoGirl555 on Instagram, Indigo Girls Readings on Facebook. You can also use my email at indigogirl555@gmail.com. Until the next time, be well.